Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Rangers Review full-time reaction video after Rangers get their Europa League campaign off to a winning start at Ibrox. 1-0 win against Real Betis. Was it Ben Davies or Abdallah Sima's goal? We've just heard it. Abdallah's claiming it, Chris. Who cares? It seemed it was a big night tonight at Ibrox, Rangers getting the win.
On the goal, Derek. Who cares? Who knows? Not got a clue. It happened at my end of the press box, but no, very hard to tell who got the finishing touch on it. Ultimately, it doesn't make any difference for Rangers. Now, a really important win to get the group stage off and running. I thought second half thoroughly deserved it, really merited it, and an excellent night all round for Michael.
Yeah, it certainly feels like that. I mean, you were there at the ground, Chris. It felt like, European nights at Ibrox, well, if the discount last season, the majority of it, but Europa League nights is just something special on a Thursday night at Ibrox under the lights, isn't it?
I think we saw that in flashes. I thought the teams got a good reception onto the pitch. Also, the Union Bears and the guys at Broomloan had a nice display as well. I thought at times the crowd was a wee bit flat, but I think that mirrored the Rangers' performance a lot in the first half. Second half, as I said, I thought Rangers were far more impressive. Really took the game to Betis, played with a lot more tempo, a bit more urgency, created a far better chances. I think the crowd really responded to that. The Barisic free kick that hit the bar really got everybody going. A couple of corners got going. Then obviously the decibel levels then peak when the goal goes in. The players did a lap of honour at the end, and safe to say the reaction to this one was slightly different to the one it did a couple of weeks ago against Celtic. So a big night for a lot of players who have come through a big test, a big night for a manager that's come through a big test. And I think that the manager and the squad both hope that goes some way to kind of getting the fans back on side, and Rangers can start to build a bit of momentum going forward now.
Yeah, this comment from Anne-Marie, Chris, brilliant second half. It's hard to disagree with that. I thought Rangers were absolutely excellent in that second period. I thought they started, like you said, a bit tentatively. It was a bit of a scrappy game, in all honesty. They sort of picked up at the end of the first half. The likes of Jose Cifuentes came onto a game. Lundstrom gave the ball away cheaply at times, but sort of came onto a game at points as well. But that second half, they came out and Betis never really had much of a sniff. I know Jack Butland was called into action on a number of occasions, produced some top saves, but Rangers were well on top, and I think well deserving of that victory.
I think you're right to mention Jack Butland's contribution there, Derek. I thought he was really impressive once again. He's been a really calm, composed figure throughout his Rangers career. He wasn't tested perhaps as often as he thought he might be, given the quality of the opposition. But came for a couple of cross balls in the second half, made a couple of good blocks. Just the type of saves that if you're going to be a Rangers goalkeeper playing in this type of environment, it's the type of save that you just have to make. The type of stop I've seen Alan McGregor make so often, just good solid saves, not doing anything flashy, not doing anything outlandish, just making the blocks when they're there, coming claiming. That spreads a bit of confidence throughout the entire side. I thought the centre back pair, Golson and Ben Davies, were impressive as well. So fair play to Rangers. It's a really good clean sheet against a good side, and also the most important thing is managing to grab one at the other end as well.
Yeah, let's talk about Davies. Lots of comments coming in about him. Delighted for him. He's getting the goal for me. I know that Abdallah is claiming it, and Ben says he's happy for Abdallah to take it on TNT Sports. But I thought he was terrific tonight. Not just the goal itself, but he made a number of timely blocks and interceptions. We Scottish guy says Davies was a rock. Beale's biggest win. It's hard to disagree with that. And James Easton says, credit to Davies, played well tonight. We discussed in the pre-match video, Chris, whether John Shooter had a shout to come in to the side tonight. We both agreed that Davies deserved to keep his shirt. And it is his now. I think that was maybe his best performance in the Rangers jersey, do you reckon?
I think it's certainly one that's up there. I know there's obviously we've discussed on the show throughout the summer just where does Ben Davies' future lie?
Yeah.
Does he have a place in this side? And a lot of people thought he would be one of the ones that would move on. But you have to say full credit to Ben. He decided that he was happy at the club. His family settled up here, didn't want to leave Glasgow. And if he's happy here and he's on a good contract and he feels that he can get himself back in the team, then why would he want to leave? Now, why would you want to swap nights like this for a club in the Championship? Now, why would you want to give that up? If he felt he could get the football that he wanted, he's obviously got that now. Fair play to him for sticking it out. He's obviously done something right in training. get himself back in the team for the St Johnstone game. And as you say, Derek, I think he's probably cemented that shirt for the weekend now. The manager has to find a settled side, has to find a winning side, and that ultimately has to be built round about a solid defensive unit. We've got the goalkeeper, Jack Butland, has been almost faultless throughout the campaign. We need to see more from the back four, and that's certainly a really encouraging sign for Rangers.
Yeah, I think the clean sheet against a team of that calibre will do them the world of good. Only real downside of the night, of course, Tom Lawrence went down. I think it's precautionary. You're there, Chris. Is there any inclination as to the severity of that at this stage?
No, nothing as yet, unfortunately. The manager will do his post-match press conference just shortly. He's also got some TV duties to do as well. So I'm sure it'll come up on those flash interviews. Hopefully it was just a precaution. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, because we all know the journey that Tom has been on over the last 12 months or so to get back to stages like this. I thought he came on to a game, had a shot in the second half that whistled just by, and over the course, he is going to be a really important player for Rangers, given the midfield absences that we've got. So Raskin being the latest one added into that this week. So fingers crossed, it is just a precautionary one for Tom, and he's going to be okay for the longer term.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll hear shortly, folks, about that, and the Michael Beale press conference will be on the YouTube channel shortly. And Chris, after this, we'll go down to the mix zone in Ibrox and no doubt speak to one or two of the players. Lots of comments come in terms of the midfield. I think Jose Cifuentes was maybe one player that we heard Michael Beale talking about at length in his pre-match press conference. Chris, he came in. He did get his opportunity tonight. I thought he grew into the game. I thought at stages, from almost the start of the game, it showed us to sit defensive now to block out a Real Betis attack. But a few slack moments, it's fair to say. But I thought he came onto a game and showed why Rangers brought him to the club. I'm excited about seeing more of him. He was playing more in that sort of central position. I thought he was good tonight.
I think we'll certainly see more of him, Derek. Obviously, as I've mentioned, depending on what's going to happen with Tom Lawrence, but no Cantwell, no Dowell, no Raskin over the next couple of weeks. We are going to see more of Cifuentes. The manager spoke about that at his pre-match presser yesterday. He really needs to see a run of performances from Cifuentes. I thought overall it was solid, it was steady, not a sparkling performance, not a dominant midfield performance. But I thought there was enough in it to show, one, why he's here, and two, that he can go on and really be an important player for Rangers. I thought he did well overall, and I think John Lundstrom did well in there alongside him as well. Whenever I picked my predicted team, I thought it would be Jack, Lundstrom and Cifuentes, just to give Rangers that more solid base in the middle of the pitch. But I thought the manager, in the end, he was rewarded. Tom Lawrence came on to a game, Lundstrom was good, Cifuentes came on to a game. So I think there's certainly plenty of positives for there, and certainly something for Cifuentes to build on going forward, and hopefully to take into another game at the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge game, of course, on Sunday. Kamal Roof led the line well for me, Chris. I thought he was good. He hadn't had his shirt ripped off him when he was coming off there. But for me, justifies his inclusion up top. It's great to see him just getting a run of games again, because, of course, he has spent too much time on the treatment table in the last year or so. So, I mean, it's great to see him up there. Thought he was good, had a big helping hand in the goal, of course. What a save that was from Claudio Bravo. I think if Roof mishits it anywhere, it's a goal, but he played his part in the goal, and I thought he led the line well.
Didn't have too many chances. Also, there was that one had head on the first half, towards the end of the first half as well. Like a half chance, I think it was then Sima that was the follow-up on that one. Overall, I thought he was really, really good. It was a very Kamal Roof style performance. Now he's got that touch. He's got the ability to win the ball in tight areas. He's not brushed off it easily. As I said, didn't really get that many chances. But overall, again, I thought he was a really solid performer. I've not actually seen the penalty shout again when he got kicked in the chest. Was that one just outside the area?
It was just outside. It was a free kick, but as Curry Muncher says, when did a kick in the chest of the studs not be a red card? Remember, we've seen Roof, almost reminding me of the time Roof gets sent off. I think, was it Slavia or Sparta Prague at Ibrox when, it was accidental, of course, but he gets sent off for clattering into the goalkeeper. I think the boy may have been fortunate just to get a yellow for that one.
I think so. I said, hard to tell from where it was, whether it was inside or outside the box. It was obviously checked, and the free kick, Barisic then hits the bar from it. I was surprised it was only a yellow, because it looked a sole one. for Kamar to take that blow right in the chest. But no, he got up and got on with it, which is what we'd like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll just wrap up. There are a couple more comments we'll get to before we call it a night, and we'll send Chris down the stairs. Scott Whitley, first of all, says, amazing result. Just wanted to say thank you for the free subscription. It's much appreciated. Yes, thank you earlier on to the kind gentleman. His name escapes me. I do apologise. William, I think it was, who donated 5 memberships to the channel. And James Skeen with the point here. He says, hopefully the team can kick on from tonight's result. As we touched on at the top of the show, Chris, it's a huge result, but it'll only be huge if Rangers can get a result at Fir Park, which is never an easy... It's Ibrox, isn't it?
Ibrox win.
Ibrox, sorry, yeah. So Ibrox, it should be... Motherwell, of course, under Stuart Kettlewell, will be well organised, but they need to build on this. Of course, result of the weekend against St Johnstone, another clean sheet this evening against quality opposition. It's all about small steps, isn't it?
If Rangers can't go and kick on and really improve from here, then there's probably no hope for them this season. I think the one at St Johnstone, it did the job. It was okay. No, nothing more, nothing less. It quietened a wee bit of noise around about the manager situation. This quietens those levels down even more. You saw from the reaction at the end, the fans, see the reaction of the fans on the show tonight. Everybody's just got a bit of belief and a bit of optimism back once again. There's still a long way to go. There's also still ground to make up in terms of the Premiership, but this has to be a foundation for Rangers. Has to be the game and the occasion that they really try and kick on from. Now we need to see more from some of the summer signings. Still need to see more from the team overall. But certainly a really encouraging night for Rangers, and I say fingers crossed they can take that into the weekend, and we then start to really see some of the momentum build through what is just a hugely significant run of fixtures heading into the next international break.
Yeah, absolutely. And this question here from the bum sweat kid, he says, who got man of the match? For me, if I was choosing, Chris, Davies would just edge it for me. What about you?
I don't think they actually announced one at the ground. If they did, I must have missed it. Head down and typing in the last couple of minutes. I think Davies has a good shout. Now, whether he got the goal or not, I think the way that he came in, he's performed. He's definitely in the running. And as I said earlier on, a notable mention to Jack Butland as well for just being such a hugely calm and composed figure at the back.
Yeah, he certainly is. Right, folks, that'll do us there. Huge thanks to Chris. Just a reminder, we will have the Michael Beale press conference up on the YouTube site shortly, as well as the mixed zone reaction over tonight and tomorrow morning. I'll be on with Ewan as we dissect the game in greater detail. Right, Chris, thank you, and thanks to everyone for interaction with the show as ever. Great result tonight as Rangers get their Europa League campaign off to a winning start.